tracking our winter storm.
Yeah, good morning here at 721. We have obviously a wide area of a winter storm warning between here and Chicago, and some of our counties have even been added to that winter storm right now. That winter storm warning to the north, we've added not only Troy on the Missouri side, but Pike County as well. So you've seen that areas to the north a little bit more significant here to the north as you're dealing with more of that snow consistently. Around the region right now, though, we also added Jefferson County and Franklin County to that as well. Now, temperatures around freezing. You see from 30 in Millstadt, 33 Berkeley, 32 Creve Coeur. Most of us locally around freezing, with the exception of Washington, 34. That's a sign of things to change over the next several hours. But now through noon, here's what you can expect. The snow continues, right? Now, rain will mix in to the west, and that's important for our transitional period and improving conditions throughout the rest of the day. But just know that our impact from early accumulation will be felt. We're seeing it right now, especially right as the sun rises. Now, that does make a difference. We won't see the sun today, but as the sun rises, things actually do improve on the roads specifically. Right now, they're slushy and snow covered depending on where you are at the moment. And like I said, as you look at this over the next couple of hours now through noon, now what we can expect is, yeah, we have the early accumulation that we're going to see, longer drive times on the way. I looked at the airports and the only things that are canceled are going to Chicago. So that's at least a positive. That tells me that the visibility isn't too bad and yeah, the roadways are fine for the terminals. So we're in pretty good shape. Improvement comes later in the day as temperatures rise, so let's prepare for that. A wide area of pretty heavy snow is with us right now as we continue to look at like I said, these areas that continue to push through the area, pretty much significant snow. And anywhere we're looking at right here, even as I just wanted to cue it up, even if I'm just queuing it up right here and you're going to see most of the snow, anywhere that's dark shade is probably about 1 inch per hour snowfall rates, right? So we have a lot of that throughout the region. So let me push through some areas from Festus, Farmington. You'll see that, yeah, this area that wants to transition, this is where the radar gets a little confused at this time as we start to see those temperatures up, because you see a mix of precipitation where the radar beam is hitting rain and also big wet snowflakes. And that's what I think is occurring on 55 south here from Fredericktown to Farmington and Lesterville. So like I said, as advertised, we start off with these early flakes, but we're already transitioning to rain. And so that's kind of lined up with our forecast from the last few days. Now, along I-70 from, let's say, St. Louis to Greenville, Vandalia, Effingham, you're dealing with a pretty steady diet of snow, and our visibilities are down as well. That's one of the things that we'll look at here at this hour. Now, this map always takes a little bit to load because it's got a lot of data. These roads are live updated from IDOT and MoDOT as far as road conditions, and you'll look at all the spots right now that are covered. Look at all this pink here. Anywhere on the Missouri side, this stretches all the way to the south, snow-covered roadways all the way up to Troy, all the way up to Bowling Green. Now stretching out to Herman as well, and it's important to me that look at how it is clear from Rolla to about Sullivan, Cuba, this area here closer to Bourbon. That's where we're kind of on the edge of where it becomes partially covered to fully covered. You'll see that. And as Joe Monroe was with us on IDOT earlier, he talked about, yeah, they've been out since 2 a.m., but the snow is coming down that hard. And that's what we talked about specifically the last couple of days. Heavy, wet snowfall. It doesn't matter how warm the ground is. That's still going to stick. Now, our current wind speeds have picked up as well. They're about 15 miles an hour. They're gusting up to 30 in Rolla. That's going to make visibility more difficult as well. Expect these winds to come up the next several hours as temperatures are in the mid-30s here. And then, like I said, you're going to get to 40 degrees. Look at how we go from a mix here at noon to 40 by this afternoon. And that's a big difference, right? That not only makes roads better, but also when it's actively raining, things melt pretty quickly, especially with the warm ground that's 3-4 inches below the immediate surface that is frozen. Now, our expected snowfall totals, I'm still okay with all these numbers. We've kind of talked about this for the last few days. But as we continue to look at what's going on, that's where we're still seeing pretty pleasant conditions here overall. And like I said, the main story the next few days, we still look at 39, 30 roads refreeze and a wintry mix as we head into Monday as well. That's what we'll monitor here as our weather impact alert continues.